Alrighty, welcome back to some more Red Flood. Last time, we declared the Republic, deposed the king, rebuild up our armies, and now we're training them. We're going to be making a monster of a nation over here. It's going to be glorious. Or at least it should try to be glorious, who knows. There's a deck there over here, I forgot about that. Very least we'll be getting some non-core buffs. Some non-core stuff. So anyhow, we got Universal Franchise. I already read this, I think so. Gonna increase our party popularity. Training program. Don't know how they're doing. Do wonder though. Let's get this going. Yeah, we should probably get this as a surplus.
Formazione.
Le surplus. Hold on. Fucking bug right there. Took care of it. I'm pretty sure I did. I don't know. It didn't appear a lot like this. I don't know where the hell that comes from. Or at least we're making progress. Get that. Now Romania is this. What is in a vote? No, really, what's in a vote? You stand in line and pick some jumped up fool says I'm gonna jumped up fool to go play around, yelled, screaming, measure cocks in the Monte Catero. In the Monte Catero. And they think that they're so important. Well, Maria Luca knew better. No damn no one was going to make her bother with any of that. No, sir. We were going to the men for all that she cared. While there were cows to milk and chickens to look at, the babies to bathe and children to feed. Leave that foolishness to the fools. There was real work to be done. After all, 80 long years and 3 good husbands, thank God for all of them. She was no stranger to hard day's work. She sucked on her pipe, stared across the village of Don Bastillo's house. Holy Virgin. Man never stopped his carousing all 4 seasons in every kind of weather. Him and his Palermo whores keep the whole place away with their damn ruckus. So we nice to think I like the better mayor. He smiled. His pipes were rushing through our teeth. Made this whole women volley business. What's the force after all? Might as well try it. Might as well. Give it a shot. Not the Italian Federation. Not only that, but Italy is now a federation. With the peninsular states and overseas territory having administrative equality, the council of governments being added by the government. Seems that the PRI is pretty radical after all. Yeah, we are doing some radical things. I mean, we did depose the king. It makes sense. Makes tons of senses. Yeah, they're gonna ally with the British at some point. Yeah, this was pretty fun actually. It's starting tough. I might do the Einstein at some other point. I'd like to do his path. Would very much like to do so at some point. I would very much like to spend my influence. Let's see. Oh, we're so close to 100. So close. So close yet so far. God damn it. Deception. Deception. And this is by requirement. How about once we set our rotators as a cores, we definitely could start doing some things over here.
Attento!
So plenty of divisions. Line and wait. Get that going. Make sure that oil supply is relatively decent.
Pronto!
So yeah, we got that covered.
Formazione!
Getting this covered, getting that covered, all sorts of things. All sorts of good shit. And I'm gonna give Baba his own little rail gun. That'd be nice, actually. Just do it. You get the rail gun. The hell are you? And whatever.
Comandi! Pronto!
For at least the troops are well trained. I'm getting there. Getting somewhere near that. A vague senseness of that.
Pronto!
Our guns are everywhere. Power be flowing. People be moving. Things be grooving. Overall, all I gotta say though, is hopefully the next time we do this, things cannot go as bad. Let us energize the Foreign Office. A renewed Italy requires renewed diplomacy. Send the ambassadors. Let's make a deal. Indeed, we shall make the greatest of deals. Reeling in the years. Sorry. I thought, yes, song by Steely Dan, if I remember correctly. The song talking about, I think it was Steely Dan. I don't remember. Anyway, Ahmed Kulamaha, Governor of Shield, stood nervously at the main reception area of the Palazzo Chigri. His aides have gone to get instructions on where the conference was to take place, and so he was left here. Sticking out like a sore thumb, he knew he was wrong. Looks Milanese suit or not, he figured it would be a while until the Italians got used to having black men in the Shiggy. He silently corrected himself. He was Italian tuna, after all. The main door cracked open, and the room went quiet. Ahmed turned, expecting to see the Prime Minister. Instead, there said the rest. In walked in Vittorio Orlando, the Premier of Victory himself. He walked into the office building, cool as a cucumber, ashamed to reckon anyone inspired him besides the war. Governor, good to see you. You look almost as fucking lost as I am, eh? Ha! He shook his hands vigorously. I just came about all this. I know this damn tomb like the back of my hand. Shall we go? He immediately turned and strode off, his small frame rumbling against like a shot of cannonball. 26-year-old Governor of Chad could barely believe it. The man had won the Great War for Italy and served in Parliament for decades. And now, at 80, the old bastard was still chugging. Now, as Governor of Sicily under Federation, he jogged slowly to catch up. Their quick breaths and powerful steps making the floor ring. Orlando himself was amazed by the great change he had lived through. As he walked beside his new colleague, he began to reflect on his many years. He had lived in 2 kingdoms and 1 republic now. He had served in practically every office that mattered. Now he was walking to work with a black man as a colleague. To a conference that would feature Libyans, Turks, Albanians, Somalis, and more, not to mention every kind of Italian and all, presided over by that damn Niti, his greatest rival. He grinned like a meteor. The good Lord's getting stronger to look after. Getting stronger all this time as many people gathered to give you true brotherhood. Fearing not even one of his 80 years, he returned to his young colleague, still grinning, and said, Governor, you're truly the luckiest man in the world. Believe it or not, to be lucky to be part of such amazing times. Meantime, we got some people going on over here. Get that going. Fifth research out, definitely nice. In the boot. Meantime, we're getting infrastructure going.
Ordini. Pronto.
Got the one there. The one here.
Sì, signore.
Please, we got plenty of troops going. Plenty of manpower moving. At peace for the moment. For the moment. Video training. Some radios going.
Formazione. Comandi.
Yeah, there goes India. Yeah, big old hole over there. Very nice. Very nice. At the same time, we begin this going. Get that going. I get 100% on this. Alright, the pull teaching Vitet Ilial.
Comandi.
Let us read this. This is going to be interesting over here. Sealed by many to be a bigger new one by many more discovery, patron of franchise and told has apparently proclaimed the interference itself and subsequently the creation of Vitet Ilial, a direct news and declaration of war against reality itself. To the chagrin of liberal social comments, anarchists, revolutionaries, and reaction news, and many others, the new state has embarked on many endeavors to shatter the engine of reality, for it is every single element of society considered an extension of a toad himself, something that has resulted in tears of joy and horror across the former state of France at the peak of the future experiment. Centered around a toad's called personality has reached its endpoint, the destruction of reality itself. Dear God, there's more. No. Anyway.
Révolter et parler d'affaires. Le feu est osement. Avant. Invectivant l'invisible. Afin d'illuminer le jugement de Dieu.
I love the super event. I don't know why. I just do. Anyway. Before allowing with your more system, you're allowed to get 2 + 2 = 4. You manufacture, engineer, mastery, doctors who know nothing. The true mysteries of the body or the carbon laws of existence. Until they're told. Your boy. And your boy is gonna get his ass kicked soon. Anyway, our bastion of liberty, equality, fraternity has been built strong against the hostile and enlightened world. One thing remains: secure and peace. Turn in Italy at peace with the world. How much at peace shall it be? Who knows? Diplomatic mobilize. Very nice.
Pronto.
So as our troops trained, the division's ready. The equipment built up. Stockpile is getting increasingly secured. Resources are in need. Absolute must out here. Turning and turning into the white gyre. I'm gonna say over here, because I think this is the event I'm talking about. Anyway, Prime Minister Nitti had made himself a promise. Every Sunday he would take a lock for his health, and maybe to lose a little weight. Upon a momentarily or intellectual to sound them out about the political situation in the country, how he thought things were going. Today his companions for Rico Perry, who had begun to talk quite easily about the diplomatic relationship. With the Prime Minister, at least the situation had never been more precarious. We have to find a way to deal with whoever wins the coming war. We're definitely better off than the ones who we really need strong enough to stand our own. I'm not sure it'll be wise to roll over these dice. He turned to see Needy's reaction, but the man had started a few months before. When Needy caught sight of him, he was shocked. Needy's ample features had gone red, his breath breaking, strained. His eyes flashing with rage. Deal with them? Raised them to look out? Deal with them? I'll show you how we'll fucking deal with them. He picked a large stick from the ground, wretched. Burst on the air from the wood strain, popped and finally broke with the sound like a can going off. I will break them, Federico. Utterly. He walked on into the huff. Pierre probably triple trailed after him. Hardly believing his ears. Well, he supposed. Better for him to work it out in private rather than let it show in public. He suddenly sympathized. The other European regimes were disgusting. It was vital to keep a clear head when dealing with them. So the sub output was perfectly natural, actually. He had jogged up to catch up, and as the walk continued, he forgot about these uncharacteristic outputs. Everyone needs a veteran once in a while, right? Right? Oh, this is only just the beginning. Only just the beginning.
Formazione.
Slouching towards Bethlehem. Senator for Life Benedetto Crowd. Burst into D's office, stopping past the secretary and slamming with the door. What's all this nonsense about peace in the world? The world's on the brink of total war, damn it. Francisco. We can't be caught out of the cold. We need people ready. Have a seat, Senator, the Prime Minister replied, unfazed by Carl's outbursts. He calmly closed his office door and sat back down. Now, I entirely agree with what he said. We do need the people ready for anything. But also need to keep their eyes on the prize. Peace is the will of victory. When the time comes, that's what free men must do to fight for peace. Yes. Coquet's bow. Coquet bows. He brought not in a frown. Now hold on. What do you mean when the time comes? Do you know something we don't? Niti's calm, stony expression did not change, but Kiko thought he could see a slight glimmer of anticipation, satisfaction, maybe. Couldn't quite tell. No, Benedetto. I know everything that you know. I know the France, Germany, and so many other countries are suffering under this tyranny. I know that nobody else is going to do a damn thing about it either. I know that we have a responsibility to mend what is broken, and as God is my witnesses until we will. Because stared dumbfounded. By the end of the speed, DC was standing, breathing deeply, red in his face. He had never seen the Prime Minister so upset or so serious. For the first time in his career, Benedetto was genuinely scared by a politician. And he continued to talk, he realized something. A change had come here since the Battle of Rome. After fighting through the streets, breaking through fascist and socialist barricades with his own hands, something in Nietzsche has been dissolved. His restraint, his attempt at peace, his sense of moderation, it was all gone. As he departed the office, the Senator read cold swift from his belt, and a single thought sounded deep in his heart, over and over like a funeral dirge. He's capable of anything now. Indeed. We are capable of anything. We shall go beyond the thing. We shall going to be radical. You know what they say, 5 5 5, right? There goes that. A light will not extinguish, Part 1. Light the ages will not extinguish, Part 1. The press conference began quietly and normally. The Prime Minister's manner, though grave, was still respectful and polite as he began to speak. Citizens of Italy, I come before you once again to express my gratitude to Prime Minister parliamentarians, civil servants, and most of the citizens of the Republic who have supported the program of the 15 points which made the government elected. I am proud to say that our program is nearly complete. 14 of our points are realized, however. The last and certainly the hardest is to secure the future which we established. We have now won. We need to bring peace and security to the Federal Republic we have worked so hard to establish. I have not dwelled on this fact, but every Italian knows it, and so now I will say clearly. We are surrounded by bitter enemies. To us right the French, who were being once, are must win destroyed for a war of vengeance. There are. To the north, the Red seek to dominate over our lines in every detail, sending individuals against each other on a class basis, in order to better exercise their tyranny over all. To the east, the Balkan nations gazed hungrily at a dry alliance, took its grasp of the federal state of Anatolia, and the crowned heads of various countries spied to place our free citizens of Eritrea and Somalia under despotism. I could go on, as he spoke. He had transformed before I of the crowd. Gone was the reassuring calm to relaxed man they had elected. In his place stood a man of fire, of iron determination and uncompromised certainty. He continued. We have already raised almost all of our 15 points, even the one that seemed unthinkable when we were elected. The universal vote, the republic, the creation of our great federation. What about the last one? We will fight for liberty, justice, and democracy in Italy. Why should that only extend to Italy? Are we so miserably with our principles, so servile in our desires for peace today, that we cannot fight for peace tomorrow? What good do we stand by while Europe, Egypt, Africa, and more besides us plunge into terror and darkness? How long can we last alone in such case? We cannot, and so we must act now, not only for ourselves, but for our children and the children of the world. He stopped overcome with emotion, breathing hard. When he looked up, the master of many years of public life had fallen. Finally, the town could clearly see the man their children leave him, and they faced what was to come. Part 2. Getting good. It is terrifying. It is a terrifying thing when calm, agreeable, jolly men are joined to fury. That the crowd of dull citizen jurors that listened to Francisco Serrato Nitti that day were actually terrified by the fat, homely man who shook his fist, roared his rage, and seemed to reverberate his destructive energy. For too long, the forces of reason and liberty have stand idle in this poor, benighted continent. Brutally emasculated by defeat after defeat, by the slavish attempt at peace and civil order. We liberals have failed. We have all failed, and look at the consequences. Fucking madmen squatting in Paris, violating our great city, the beating heart of revolution. Damned commies trying the bones of Frederick Gold, Blum, and the heroes of Frankfurt. Everywhere, liberty is outraged, equality is perverted, fraternity is despised. This will not stand. No more hand-wringing, no more cowardice from the virtuous. This great federation, this glorious republic, this triumph of moral and material progress must take up that great burden of liberation that so many others have borne. This time, there is no traitorous emperor to kill our republic in the cradle. No unholy compact that crowns to prune the tree of liberty before it can take root. The Italian republic, clothed in the hopes of millions and armed by the spirits of our forebears and the genius of liberty itself, will purge Europe's darkness forever. Avanti libertà, avanti la Repubblica. The crowd stared, open-mouthed, utterly silent. Just as the moment would begin to collapse, a young man about shouted, "Death to all tyrants, to Paris, to Berlin, hang them all, no mercy!" Suddenly the crowd shifted the mood as if by magic. All the ease of fear and uncertainty, all the sense as the fate of Italy's nearest and future Europe, all transmuted in an instant of white-hot rage. The crowd took up the young man's cry, and journalists presented carried the fury back to the papers. Over the next day, the outrage spread like a fire over the Orsic, to the whole country from Tehran to Libreville, and from Palermo to Mogadishu. It seemed to boil with fury and the promise of destruction. Europe will be free, but first, liberty must have her revenge. And now, the 15th point. Where the shit gets going and the going gets tough. The time for pretending is over. The Republic will cleanse its tyrannical filth of Europe, just like we drove them out of the streets of Rome. Our military, economy, and more power has never been so grand. We are the warriors of freedom. Where we walk, there let there no tyrant dare tread. Indeed. I'm gonna be sending us to war economy. Yeah, that's fine. Let's go to total mob. Oh man, this is gonna be interesting. Yeah, fucking amazing. Goddamn. And funnily enough, from what I've heard, they're gonna get rid of DT. Not get rid of. They're gonna replace DT with somebody else. I don't know who. That's what I've heard. So it's primarily why I'm kind of doing this over here, just so they can be like a little evidence. The DT. Of course, though, it is what it is. But hopefully, the journey can last long enough until we crush them. We shall crush them. Permission for war liberation. People are ready to free their oppressed and deluded brothers and sisters abroad, but you must make extensive material preparation. Rifles, tanks, planes, thousands of articles. Both be brought to bear against the enemy.
Attento!
And afford to be in a...
Formazione!
afford to...
Comandi! Formazione! Pronto all'azione! Attento! Pronto all'azione! Formazione! Pronto!
Get that going.
Pronto, signore!
Let's make sure we got all this going.
Pronto!
Troops are ready, the power are moving, guns are flowing. And I can use the going back to war common rather than totem up. Get that manpower back. Needs a bit of it. At the very least, they're taking their time with the war. Everybody here soon. Yeah. Let's see if we can go over to Tunisia actually. I think Bobo should get his like little railway gun. So we're not at war just yet, but we will be rather soon. Probably not this part, but the next part definitely when we're gonna get into war. Into the whole war. The warring, you know. No, it's not really like that, but yeah.
Ordini! Comandi!
Let's get some of this chrome over here. And then there. More preparations. Now let's do anti-totalitarianism. Our enemies hide behind labels like anti-future and anti-socialism, to disguise a depraved lust for power. Liberty is a compromise. Thus all who hold their fictional class, nation, or spiritual groups above the free individual tremble. The wage of tyranny is over. Indeed. The age of tyranny is over. The age of liberal, radical liberal. Now. Now. Anyway. Equipment's set here. The guns have been prepped. The power is flowing. Resources are being consolidated. Now we're getting that empire back. Let's show some better guns. The best of guns.
Sì, signore.
You're gonna go with full on, fully fledged, full power, full knowledge of whatever this is. Whatever we be doing, whatever the powers that be, whatever sort of thing that we got going on over here, to decimate the tyrants, all sorts of times. Every time I know it's a man.
Formazione.
Let's get the armored core going up.
Pronto, signore.
Something of an armored core going on up here.
Formazione.
Let's get Graziani over here, being the best of the Italian army. Try bulwark of democracy. Fucking bulwark of the people, really. Yeah. Fuck it. There are bugs. I got a bug over here. Hear me like messing around over here and just ripping the fucker. Not too much there. We're gonna be over there, but I'm gonna get straight into the action next episode. Anyway, those of 1840 were satisfied by a lack of international coordination, and the people of Europe were forced and increasingly degrade safely. We will call the remaining European democracies to arms. We will accept no protestations of neutrality. They will be with us now, or we will occupy the capitals. It is only a matter of time. Indeed. Only a matter of time. At the very least, if we take over England, we can get to Canada. It's going to be very nice, actually. As we do, we can start getting things through. I have a ton of supplies over here to make sure that our forces
Pronto.
can actually, you know, do things. Keep an eye on that, actually. And European alliance be here.
Pronto all'azione.
Spear would be nice, actually. We're going against England.
Pronto, signore.
Would be very nice. How many have died in this war? About 3 million or so. With Germany, I think, taking the most over here. They lost 1 million to us. So they didn't do all too great. And I'll send the conscription. Boy, they only volunteers. Fascinating. Look at that. Look at that. Okay, so that is nice. Actually, that is very nice. Anyway, what's that gun? Just occupation. Yeah, we can start formalizing the pack. Go into Finland. Seeing any faction. E. Got them over here. Very nice. Because they're already a democracy. That's why they did that. So yeah, next time we're going to be dealing with France. And probably form a little pact with Germany, see if we can get them on our side. If not, then we got to beat them. And we got to beat them, hopefully. Things won't turn out last time. So until then, I'll see you guys later. Once we really start up, expand our field of influence. And got things moving. So until then, I'll see you. Bye.